or call 928-524-6854.
This is Sports Zone Radio. Champions play here at Sports Zone Radio. Welcome to Northland Basketball, presented by Sports Zone Radio. Exclusive coverage of Navajo Nation and White Mountains varsity basketball online at SportsZone123.com and on the Sports Zone Radio smartphone app. And now, it's time for Northland Basketball.
Welcome into Northland Basketball, only here at the Sports Zone, and welcome into our broadcast tonight from Snowflake High School. On this broadcast, the Snowflake Lobos are playing a boys-only matchup with the Ganado Hornets, and we've got it for you right here at the Sports Zone. Our presentation of Northland Basketball is brought to you by our good friends at Choice NTUA Wireless. Hi, everybody. Floyd Simmons. The game in front of us underway. And we are 50 seconds into this matchup between two teams that have some basketball history, and out there on the floor, the Snowflake Lobos have opened up the scoring 2-0. Well, my name is Floyd Simmons, and for the first time as a member of our broadcast team, I am joined by the former Snowflake Lobos head coach, Andy Wood. And I'll introduce Andy to you here in a moment as we get it underway here, everybody, from Snowflake High School, Lobo Gymnasium. We'll get some contact out there on the far sideline, and Snowflake turns the ball over. No, they got the ball. Ganado turns it over, and the Lobos are in business. Well, welcome in, everybody. Floyd Simmons here. And my partner is Andy Wood. Coach Wood, welcome in, and thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks. It'll be fun to watch a game totally relaxed and enjoying listening to you and broadcasting over the White Mountains.
Well, Coach, I've interviewed you, I don't know, probably more than anybody out there, and I think that I've always sensed that you would be good on this end of the mic too, calling games. I just didn't know if we would ever get a chance to see it, but you hung up the whistle last season, and here you are now. So thank you for joining us, Coach. Out there on the floor, Tyler Clare a moment ago delivering for Snowflake. You'll see Ganado attacking the rim here now, and there's a foul drawn. And that might have been Claire who committed the foul just now. That's going to send Jacob Yazzie, a junior for Ganado. Is that Jacob? No, pardon me on that. Yeah, it is Jacob. Yeah. Jacob headed to the foul line. 2 shots on the way for the Ganado Hornets as we get this broadcast underway, Coach.
So it looks like both teams are coming out wanting to run the ball. They're transition. Both sides are looking to run up and down the floor. It's good to see Snowflake pushing the ball, and Ganado right now is obliging it.
That's Jacob Yazzie at the line. He missed both of his opportunities, and then the touch followed by Ewan Lau for Ganado. That wouldn't go in either. And some pretty good defense in the corner by Alzayan Key, one of those Ganado starters, as he is working against, remember, that Snowflake football team who had a pretty good, well, he had a pretty good year in a lot of ways. He played multiple positions for Snowflake. I'm talking about Ethan. Hold on a second. What did I miss something? Or Easton Butler, and he'll throw the ball in.
Yeah, you know, they really made a great run in football. Sure had a great team this year. Loved watching them. And what a great competitive region they were in, and a lot of fun this year. So now we'll see how that translates onto the basketball court.
Snowflake with the ball overhead. That is Lance Christensen looking. He gets it in underneath, and the shot is going to be just a little bit short for Snowflake. They had a look at it, and they couldn't make it go in. And some pretty aggressive defense here for Snowflake will cause a turnover. Well, Matt Brimhall, I don't know if there's a more aggressive guy on the planet than Matt Brimhall, but you know, let's see if that great football prowess that he has, he is, you know, maybe the best linebacker in Snowflake Lobos history. We'll see how that translates onto the basketball floor.
Yeah, he was great in football this year, and you know what? I think he's he made great strides last year at the end of basketball season, and the aggressiveness in football is just going to help him more this year.
Snowflake going to get the ball back. They might there. That was Jaden Smith for Ganado bringing it up. I guess they're going to say Snowflake knocked it out of bounds here. So we're underway, everybody. 5:26 on the clock here in the first quarter. You are listening live and local on Mix 98 KRFM Sholo, our broadcast home for Sports Zone Radio throughout the White Mountains. We'll look at Tyler Clare running the paint. Tyler, another one of those Snowflake football players has come over, and he's just knocking guys down in the paint like bowling pins, and a nice little dish to Easton for the points. Ganado still looking for their first points in this one, and Smith there on the drive could not make it work, and a long pass goes out of bounds back to Ganado.
Yeah, like I said, Snowflake's looking to push. Their timing's still lacking a little bit just from football legs. A couple of them are sucking wind out there, but they're going to get in shape and be a fun group to watch this year.
The Hornets bring it up. Our broadcast of Northland Basketball presented by Choice NTUA Wireless. Ball over on the far side. Alzayan Key now up at that top circle. The give and go. It wasn't the prettiest setup, but they got a shot at it. And now the spin inside the paint, and that shot is going to come up short for Lau. Rebound, Snowflake. Butler, long bounce pass up the floor. The stop, and the basket is good for the Lobos. So Snowflake getting some work done early. Braden Lewis right there. That is a lineup right there, stocked completely with Snowflake Lobo football players. Yeah, all out there on the floor right now. Every one of them, a crucial part of our football team.
You know, in 3A, I've always been a proponent of guys playing multiple sports. One of the downfalls, I think, of moving to 4A is the stretch season that lasted a little longer, and it's going to be continually getting harder and harder to get kids to play multiple sports at the high school level.
Well, if anybody can successfully do that, it's Snowflake. I just love the culture of the athletic program at Snow. I think Snowflake Sports is a model for anybody to follow around the state.
Yeah, right now, you know, we're at maximum participation. I know that there's other teams on the mountain that are lacking for participation to fill, you know, varsity, JV, and freshman team. I think football had a maximum number of people out this year. Last year on my team, I had more kids try out last year than any previous years in the 18 years that I was there. So participation here is at a maximum, and, you know, kids love to participate and be successful.
It is Braden Lewis up the floor. That shot there at that layup off the glass is not going to count. They blew the whistle before that, but the Lobos, through half of the first quarter, exactly 4 minutes on the clock right now, the Lobos have jumped out to an 8-0 lead. They are in control versus Ganado. Now the Hornets want to bring somebody in, and the player was not beckoned onto the floor, but he eventually is allowed to check in. That's Keyshawn Brown coming in to the Ganado lineup. Keyshawn's out there. Alzayan Key is on the floor right now. So is Jacob Yazzie. And the other two in that lineup, Grant Paddock is on the floor for Ganado. We'll watch a skip pass to the corner, and Easton Butler unable to connect on that. Tyler Clare rebound inside to Matt Brimhall, and he is just going to try to clear some room, and he kept clearing, and he eventually got the basket to go.
Yeah, Matt just continued to work hard there, getting that basketball legs underneath him, and that soft touch. There's nothing soft in football that Matthew does, but he's going to get that touchdown.
Jaden Smith for a three-point try. Ganado misses that. There's a Snowflake foul underneath.
You know, I'm liking Ganado's effort right now. You know, they've come out, they're 10-0, haven't scored in the game yet, but every possession they're working hard. They're playing tough defense, and I think they've came to play basketball tonight.
Looking for some rhythm right now. Here is Paddock with the inbound pass, and that is going to be tipped away by Braden Lewis and taken away by the Snowflake senior. Braden brings it up the floor, and he'll bounce it off left side to Easton Butler, and he gets a screen from Tyler Clare. Tyler on the drive, contact in the paint, and they're going to give Tyler, I believe, 2 shots. And the guy that got him was Jaden Smith. Guilty of the foul for the Ganado Hornets. 10. 10-0. Snowflake can do no wrong early on, Coach.
Well, sure. They're pushing the ball. They're keeping their tempo up high. I was just looking. I'll bet you Snowflake probably averages about 65 pounds more per athlete than Ganado's got on the floor at this time. They're just big and strong.
Yeah, no denying that for sure. And it's 1 out of 2, but another Snowflake rebound. Turnaround, the guy that just checked into the lineup had it blocked. Now inside to Tyler Clare on a pass from Lance Christensen. The basket counts, and a three-point play for Snowflake on the way. And the guy that got him was Paddock. Into the lineup for Snowflake, Cooper DeWitt, seeing his first action here with 2:54 on the clock in the first quarter. Get a stoppage of play. And again, the lead grows. 13-0, Snowflake in front. And the three-point play just not going to happen. There's another rebound. DeWitt inside, and Cooper's got more Snowflake points. 15-0, Lobos in front.
Looks like we're going to have a technical foul. Ganado slammed the ball in some frustration there. And I can sense their frustration. Hopefully they can keep their heads cool and keep working hard. So got a foul there, and then followed by a technical foul for Ganado. So Snowflake will be shooting free throws.
Well, Snowflake played late into December. So a lot of these guys that you see out there on the floor, you've seen in this early stretch of the game, these are guys that couldn't play basketball in the first several Snowflake games because of football. And now they're out there able to suit up and play, and a ton of them. I don't know how many, Coach, it was, but it seems like it was 10 or so of these guys are football players that were able to finally make the varsity roster.
Yeah, like right now, I think the only person that's been on the floor for Snowflake that didn't play football is Cooper DeWitt. The rest of them were definitely a vital part of our football program.
Inbound, and Snowflake will attack. Braden Lewis on the drive, and Lewis has got another bucket to go to his total. 2.5 left in the first quarter. Snowflake unyielding defensively, have not allowed any points, and they lead at 18-0 right now. This offense is generating a lot. Tyler Clare breaking up the dribble a bit, and now the lean in, and a beautiful shot to get the first Ganado points. Jaden Smith, that was a pretty looking shot. They run a curl inside, and they're going to drop a pass off to one of those guys that just checked in. That's Cooper Rapier that has come into the game and got it knocked out, blocked out of bounds, but a 2-shot foul called on him, or on his effort anyway, and he'll go to the line. Second foul of the game on Jaden Smith. Rapier's first points of the game.
You know, I was just thinking that Snowflake's setting a lot of picks, and I wouldn't want to get picked by somebody on the Snowflake basketball team right now. They still got a lot of football in their head.
Tell me about it. and you know what, not only that, but they've got some frustration too, because they lost in the state championship game. So, you know, they're probably looking to take a little bit more of that frustration out any opportunity that comes their direction. There's a miss off Ganado's shot, and Braden Lewis finishing on the other end of the floor. Well, Braden is just, I mean, he is out-athleting everybody on the floor right now.
Yeah, Braden, you know, in football, he was the fastest kid on the team. And when I heard that, I was a little surprised, because I love Braden to death, and his efforts always maximized. But he runs like an old man, but he's the fastest runner on the team.
Okay, now that you said that, now that you said he runs like an old man, I'm gonna start watching how he runs more and more closely now. Here's a runner that misses. It comes down to Rapier. He's gonna go 1 on maybe 3. A couple of guys trailing, missed the shot, taps out. Snowflake owns it with 1:04 remaining in the first quarter. There's Braden Lewis running the floor like, well, you know, like your average old man out there.
Braden's gonna love me, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, his family will be replaying this back many times in the days that fall. Inbound to Cooper DeWitt, to Lewis, and now Lance Christensen at the top, guarded by Jaden Smith. And Christensen, a beautiful job to dump it off on a pick and roll or some modification of it that didn't exactly work that way. Was that a pick and roll, Coach?
You know what? I thought Lance did a great job. He kind of held that read for a little bit, let Cooper get open, and let that play develop a little further past what it was, what it was originally designed for, I thought.
Lance with a steal, had it blocked, got it back, and now Braden Lewis left of the key, dribbles in, offensive foul called, and it's going to go against Snowflake. Snowflake called for their 4th team foul, and I think it was Cooper DeWitt called for the foul. Here come the Ganado Hornets with the basketball. That's Elzayan Key out there. Braden Lewis shadowing him. Give it up. The drive, and that's going to be a miss for Ewan Lau, but a 2-shot foul on the way for the Hornets. 11 seconds remaining in the quarter.
That was a good-looking drive by number 15. He was in control that whole time, got up, and didn't make the shot, but he went to the hole strong there. That was a good move by Ganado.
And this is Ewan Lau. He's a senior at the line. And the first one is good. Five seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Snowflake will have, looks like, the final shot at it. Drive, and Christensen has it blocked out of bounds with a minute, or rather a second remaining in the quarter. And a foul on Ganado. The Hornets have been trying to keep pace and stay with Snowflake, but they've committed a bunch of fouls in order to do that. Trying to, put up some sort of a block and barrier on the way. But Snowflake running through a lot of that. There's a call, 6th team foul, and Christensen makes the shot. And Lance will try a second, miss that, and it's going to come down to Ganado with time running out. Let's see if a shot gets away. It does not. Here's your whistle, ends the quarter, everybody. And we are underway here at Snowflake High School with this broadcast of Northland Basketball. It's presented by Choice NTUA Wireless. Snowflake in command right now. 25-3, the Lobos in front of Ganado. The second quarter is on the way next, right here at the Sports Zone. Stand by, everybody.
Choice Broadband is always expanding the service area here on the Navajo Nation for Choice Broadband high-speed internet. Visit the district office nearest you to get started or go online to choice-wireless.com/broadband to see if your home can get connected.
Holbrook Family Dentistry is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio's Northland Basketball. They've been serving Holbrook and the surrounding area since 2000, and they cheer for all our local teams and love it when the North succeeds. Holbrook Family Dentistry's 3 dentists are all general dentists from our local area, so they can perform most type of procedures in-house. They pride themselves on their ethics and kindness and genuinely love working with the communities of Northern Arizona. Come see us at Holbrook Family Dentistry on Iowa Street in Holbrook or call 928-524-6854.
Hey, everybody, welcome back in to Snowflake High School. Second quarter gets underway on an inbound for the Snowflake Lobos. 25-3 is their score. And Bear Fisher has the basketball, and he's on his way in, and he is going to run over the defender. That's a charge. And Bryant Smith, the defender for Ganado, is the guy that stood his ground and took the brunt of the contact from Bear Fisher, and Snowflake commits a foul to start the second quarter, 7th team foul, and we get it underway here on this broadcast of Northland Basketball, presented by Choice NTUA Wireless. Floyd Simmons along with Coach Andy Wood. We're going to get a whistle on a Ganado drive. The Hornets trying to get to the basket. The Hornets try to establish some sort of offense today. Cooper Rapier, the defender for the Lobos, that gets called for the foul. You know, one of the things that is pretty apparent right now, Coach, is it looks like Snowflake's got a lot of depth.
Yeah, I think their depth this year is really good. You know, I was just thinking number 12, Bear Fisher. This is the first freshman that's played a regular season game in over 18 years as a varsity player. You know,
first freshman.
First freshman to play a regular season game in over 18 years at the varsity level, and I'm excited to see him grow, and definitely could be a special talent here in Snowflake.
Well, that's amazing, Coach. There was a kid that played here at Snowflake that helped lead him to a state championship in 2015. He was the son of the coach. Okay, Kurt Wood is his name, and Kurt was a great basketball player his entire high school career. Hard for me to believe he did not play as a freshman.
Yeah, his dad was a jerk.
His dad was. His dad was a tough case, huh?
Yeah. No, you know, he was. I had to fight my assistant coaches on that one, but you know, it was good for him. They had a great group of freshmen, and it was nice to keep them all together for an additional year. Kurt ended up playing in the postseason with us that year, and we went to the Final Four he was a freshman, but he didn't play any regular season games as a varsity player.
Well, I'll say this. In 18 years of no freshman playing varsity, there might have been a little bit of pushback from people if he was the only one. Though I would tell you, in 18 years, he's probably the only one, in my opinion, that would have deserved it. But you know how it is with, coaching can be a very political thing from time to time.
For sure it is. And you know, some of the most rewarding and the most difficult things I've ever done is coach my own kids.
Oh, sure.
You know, it's a tough thing to do.
Absolutely. Well, Fisher made 1 out of 2 and then got a ball tipped to him and made good on it. And so he's got his first field goal of the game as well. The freshman coming out there. You know, when we covered Snowflake earlier this season, he was our Sports Zone Radio player of the game that particular night. And I got to tell you, as I love Grant Paddock a lot. He is the guy that just dove right in front of our broadcast table. And Grant was diving. I don't think he was trying to save the ball. I think he was trying to save our broadcast setup. So, Grant, I love you, man.
There you go. That was great effort by Grant, for sure.
And whether that was his intention or not, that's what I believe. And so that's one of my new best friends right there.
There you go.
We got a lot of expensive equipment on this table right here. There's another whistle and another foul. This one will go against Snowflake. It's Easton Butler out there on the floor, and Easton gets called for it. And Easton will now leave the game. He and his teammate Cooper DeWitt check out. Bear Fisher checks out as well. Look at the Snowflake 5 out there on the floor. Braden Lewis, I see him. Tyler Clare, Matthew Brimhall is on the floor right now. So is Cooper Rapier. And also, I think for the first time into the game is Damon Cardwell.
Cardwell?
Uh-huh. Okay. Cardwell. Well, at Snowflake, you can't blame me for calling him Caldwell as we watch Ewan Lee set up and knock down the 16-footer for the Hornets. Only their second field goal today, and they're going to need a few more of those. Matthew Brimhall at the top. Paddock man-to-man on him. Now right side to Cardwell, and he will bank it in off the glass and gave us that, I meant to do that look. Hornets open from the corner for 3, and that's going to miss it. Ethan Billy tips it to himself for the rebound, and then it's taken away, and then Paddock commits a foul, trying to get it right back for the Hornets.
Yeah, that's great defensive effort there by Cooper Rapier to end up with the ball and then get a foul, get a chance to go to the free throw line.
So Cooper at the line. And 6 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the first half. At halftime, the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report, everybody. Break it down for you on a Saturday afternoon. Well, Andy, you know something about the athletic programs here at Snowflake, and I wonder why wasn't there both boys and girls games today.
The girls are at a tournament this week. Okay. I don't remember exactly where it was, but they were at a tournament, and so that was just boys today.
Well, that makes sense. Hey, look at Tyler Clare going around the defender. Yeah, Tyler showing a little quick, nimble, nifty footwork out there, but it didn't go in. Ganado running, Lau, I should say. Ewan Lau drives, and they got him for the offensive call. Well, look, I think that's a fair interpretation by the official. I don't really particularly like it, Coach Wood, because I don't think that there was anything overly aggressive or unacceptable about that drive, and that should warrant the offensive player getting the foul. But I just have seen this emphasis on anything that looks a little bit aggressive by the offensive player gets called.
Yeah, the last few years, that's a great pass by Damon Cardwell in there. That's a football miss. We'll chalk that up for a football miss, right? But, the last few years that I've been to those beginning of the year official meetings, they are really stressing that defensive position. The rules as they're written, where they don't have to have both feet necessarily on the ground. They have to have their torso in front of that offensive player. And like I said, they've made such an emphasis of it. I think by the time the interpretation of it all comes down to play, the refs are going to go in favor of the defense.
I certainly hope so. I mean, I think that fans tend to be a little bit disappointed as well at what it does to the game. It slows it down a little bit, doesn't it? I mean, as far as offensive exploits on the floor, the efforts made by the offensive players, they tend to start to back down a little bit. They don't want to get that call.
For sure. And, if they're going to continue to emphasize that, I think in high school ball, they're going to have to put an arc under the basket. They still don't. You can still set up to take a charge underneath the rim, which gives the defense a huge advantage there. But if they're going to continue to emphasize that, they've really got to get rid of they've got to get an arc under the basket where people can't set up for charges there.
Well, there's another call involving Ewan Lau of Ganado going into the paint. And I was a little bit worried he was going to get another offensive call there, but I'm glad the official went ahead and charged that to the defense. And it was the second foul of the game on Matthew Brimhall. Lau at the line for a couple of shots. That one's going to bang around and go home for Lau. He's got now 5 early points for Ganados. They still try to get that offense into gear. Right now, 31-6, the lead for the Snowflake Lobos. 4.5 minutes on the clock in the second quarter. I think we're going to see the last guy on the roster for Snowflake is about to get into the game, and he's the last guy numerically, but he's the last guy. I think now, I believe everybody now on the Snowflake roster has seen action with Ty Boone checking in for Matt Brimhall.
Yeah, so just a minute ago, J.J. Hall and Ty Boone came off the bench, and I think you're right. I think that makes everybody in the game.
Here's a nice little feed. The guy cutting to the basket, Tyler Clare, has pretty easy 2 points out of it, and Snowflake's success continues on. 33-6. Zayn Key with the ball toward the corner. That's Lau with it, and they say he stepped on the sideline. Not only has everybody got into the game for Snowflake, but almost everybody has also gotten a score. Is that Braden Lewis again right there?
That's Braden Lewis. A great pass from Tyler Clare on that high pick. Braden came off another pick and was just wide open under the basket.
Hornets with the ball in the left angle. There's a bounce pass stolen by Braden Lewis. Oh, Lewis with a beautiful pass to Cardwell, and Damon is able to finish that. Make it 37-6.
Great court awareness for Braden Lewis to know where he's at on the floor and where to put that pass. He's right in the breadbasket. Good quarterback, right?
No question. Probably would have been a good quarterback playing football as well. Kind of a guy, a Swiss Army knife guy that could do everything. Here's a three for Claire that will rim out, no good. Tipped down and controlled by Brian Smith for the Hornets. 3 minutes until halftime. The Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report at the break, everybody. Little head fake, and the fader is no good on the baseline. Rebound, Ganado. That's going to be outside to Alzayan Key for a shot. He misses, and the rebound is to Damon Cardwell. Up the floor for Snowflake, J.J. Hall. To Claire inside, and Claire with a nice move going across the paint. That was a terrific looking effort by Tyler Claire.
Yeah, great move across the key there. You know, he's going to get his basketball legs and touch under him, and he'll finish those a lot this season.
Hornets with the basketball. Alzayan Key has it. And this shot, well, once again, I think Lau stepped out on the far sideline.
Oh, they called a travel on him there on a big step back, little Steph Curry motion there that gets called in high school.
2 minutes and 7 seconds left in the half. 39-6 is our score. Inside, DeWitt has it, and they're going to wave it off and say that he was traveling. So Snowflake has some good mass, Coach.
Yeah.
Okay, they've got good mass. You talked about, earlier the lineups that were on the floor, 65-pound per man advantage or something like that for Snowflake. I mean, that's visually certainly looked like it. But Snowflake doesn't have like a whole bunch of frontline big 6'5" kind of guys, 6'6" guys. But that mass, how do you like their opportunity to use that to success this year?
This year they don't have a lot of height. Like you said, the 6'5s, the 6'6s, and but I think that their mass makes up for that. They're strong kids. Matthew Brimhall, Tyler Claire, Cooper DeWitt, Braden Lewis. Those guys, they're strong, and what they lack in height, they'll make up with in effort.
Personal foul called on Deshaun Moore of Ganado. Cooper Rapier, the guy at the line, makes the first shot for Snowflake, and their lead is now 35-7. Second one off the mark, an immediate whistle, and I think Ty Boone was trying to get his position and committed a foul for Snowflake, or did he? Well, yeah. It's going to take the official a little bit of time to come over. You had forgotten to go and tell him on the sideline. So, call was made, foul was made, and a 1-and-1. Here is Rashawn Smith. Hey, Coach, are there situations out there where a foul is committed when it's a bonus time, but there is no 1-and-1 or two shots for a double bonus?
Absolutely. It's called team control. If your team possesses the ball and somebody away from the ball commits a foul, that's still not a free throw.
Okay. Team control. I don't know what it means, but we're going to go ahead and go with it. Here's a tip, and into the hands of Cooper Rapier, working well under the basket, showing some good hops there, and he is able to put that one in for Snowflake.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was watching your broadcast with Sholo and St. John's, and that situation happened. There was an offensive foul, and the officials let them go down and shoot free throws for it.
In a situation they shouldn't have, right?
Correct.
I think I remember that, and I think I remember being perplexed, but not knowing why. I felt like it was unusual.
So the play in particular was somebody was driving to the layup, and the post player set an illegal pick to keep, it was the Sholo guy, out of the way, and they rewarded the Sholo guy with free throws at the other end of the basket.
Well, I hope it didn't have anything to do with the outcome of the game. And I don't think he did. 24 seconds remaining, everybody, to the corner. A three will rip out, no good for Ganado. Rebound by Boone. Snowflake has it. Maybe they'll take the last shot. And well, no, they're not. They're going to just shoot it quickly. Yep, up the floor. Why not take advantage of Braden, or rather Cooper DeWitt under the basket. Beautiful pass to find him. Now 7 seconds remaining. 2 seconds, got to shoot it. Smith gives it up. Shot on the way. That did beat the buzzer, but it did not go in. Jacob Yazzie was the guy that got the last shot at it to close out the first half. Snowflake, wow. What a first half for the Lobos. That, I felt like Snowflake was going to be pretty tough this season, pretty good. I'm not sure I saw a 44-8 lead coming our direction at halftime here against Ganado. Ganado's a solid team, but Snowflake is definitely making it happen. Coach Wood and I will continue in a moment back here at Snowflake High School and break it down for you on the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report. Sports Zone Nation, stand by. It's Snowflake and Ganado. Yeah, it's 44-8. Snowflake comfortably out in front right now. Don't go anywhere.
Choice Broadband is a proud sponsor of the 2022 Choice Classic, supporting our young athletes as they compete for the title and demonstrate the values and perseverance that is found throughout our community. To all of our young athletes, we say, keep making us Navajo proud.
Santa, we're getting behind here. We have letters from people who want a quality late model, low mileage vehicle, and they're getting really hard to find.
Easy. All we have to do is send them to Hatch Toyota. They're stocked with cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers.
Hatch Toyota is a volume dealer, so we continue to do business with lower prices, a large inventory for you to choose from, low interest financing, dealer markdowns, and higher values for your trade. At Hatch Toyota, we have pre-owned luxury cars, sports cars, mid-size cars, economy cars, and a full line of trucks and SUVs. If you want a new one, new to you car, truck, or crossover, we want to sell you one. Come see one of our product specialists today and let them help you find the right ride for your budget and lifestyle.
You know, Santa, with Hatch Toyota picking up all the pre-owned vehicle requests, we can go back to making toys.
Sounds like we can make everyone happy thanks to Hatch Toyota.
Happy holidays from everyone at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall and at hatchtoyota.com, keeping the White Mountains rolling for over 32 years.
Offers on approved credit must finance through Toyota Financial Services. Does not include tax, license, title fee, and $4.99 documentation fees.
Attention! Did you know that you may be eligible to receive a free data plan with 60 gigabytes of LTE data to use as a hotspot every month? If you live on tribal lands and are on a government assistance program like WIC, SNAP, Lifeline, Pell Grants, or Medicaid, Cellular One can help. Just ask for the Cellular One ACP plan. It comes with unlimited data and a 60 gigabyte LTE data hotspot. Get your free ACP plan at any Cellular One store today. ACP is a government benefit program and customers must qualify. Some restrictions apply. Limited time only. Non-transferable. Limited to one line per household.
Summit Healthcare is committed to your healthcare experience from start to finish. They invite you to take advantage of the Summit Healthcare Retail Pharmacy. The pharmacy is conveniently located in Summit's outpatient pavilion, just steps away from the hospital, and most of Summit's clinics. They accept most insurance, including Medicaid, Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D, First Care, and IHS. Prescriptions are ready in just minutes, and you get curbside delivery too. The Summit Healthcare Retail Pharmacy, because Summit is committed to meeting your pharmaceutical needs.
The holidays are here, and you could probably use some extra cash. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving away $500 cash. Not once, not twice, but every week now through Christmas. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is known for having great incentives like dinners and movies, full service car washes, or $100 in window tint. But did you know all of our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council? Why? Because auto glass is a major factor in your vehicle's collision support. And because your family's safety is our #1 priority. And whether you've been naughty or nice, you'll get a chance to win $500 cash given away each week now through Christmas. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Cash back to you. Woohoo!
Welcome to the Mountain Mobile Halftime. A complete first half breakdown of tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. This is the Mountain Mobile Halftime.
Yeah, it's halftime, and if you're a Snowflake Lobos fan, well, you've got to be pretty happy at halftime. They are in control of this one tonight as they do battle with the Ganado Hornets at Lobo Gymnasium. Welcome back into Northland Basketball, presented by Choice NTUA Wireless. Well, Ganado fans, the Hornets have got to get out of first gear. They have struggled to get that offense going. Snowflake had, I think, an 18-0 lead before Ganado got their first points in this one, and you see the difference at halftime, 44-8. It's the advantage for Snowflake. Welcome back in, everybody. Floyd Simmons. I'm joined back here in a few moments by the former head coach of Snowflake, Andy Wood. And we'll talk with Coach here in just a bit about the things that have led to this success for Snowflake and what Ganado might have to do to try and make this a little more respectable game in the second half of this one here. Check the numbers for you. Snowflake has played everybody on the roster, and of their 11 players on that varsity roster, only 2 of them have not scored. And the guy that leads the way is Braden Lewis, 10 points for Braden. He's also had a handful of steals as well. Tyler Clare has 9 points. Cooper DeWitt with 6 points off the bench for Snowflake. Cooper Rapier has 5 points. Damon Cardwell with 5 points. 3 in the game for Easton Butler. 3 also for Bear Fisher. 2 points for Matthew Brimhall. And a single point for Lance Christensen. Like I said, almost everybody on the roster, 9 guys have gotten in the scoring column in this one for Snowflake. On the Ganado side, well, it's been a bit of a drought, and the guy that leads the scoring is Ewan Lau. Ewan has 4 points, and a couple of guys with 2 points each. Jaden Smith has 2 points. Ethan Billy has 2 points. And we break it down here for you on the Mountain Mobile Autoglass halftime. Let me welcome back in Coach Andy Wood. Hey, Coach. Hey, Matt. So here's the question. First, what has worked so well for Snowflake in that first half? And the second part of the question is, what does Ganado have to do to, I don't know if it's reasonable right now to expect them to come back and win a game down by 36 points, but what do they have to do to feel good about their effort in the second half of this one and maybe use as something to springboard off into the next games down the road for them?
Well, we've talked about the lack of size that Ganado has, but if you're, I've always told kids when they're small or on the smaller end of the spectrum playing basketball, they've got to be just absolute tenacious defenders and just extremely aggressive. Right now, I think Snowflake's able to make those entry passes into their bigs relatively easy without any kind of pressure on the ball. If Ganado wants to slow Snowflake's game down inside, they're going to have to put more ball pressure on, make that Snowflake player make a better pass, or interrupt that pass going into the interior.
It's a tough one, Coach. Have you ever found yourself in a similar position at halftime? Maybe not down by 36. I don't recall a Snowflake deficit that big in my time watching you play, but any of those times when you felt like the game was out of reach already at this point for you, and then you had to come up with something that you could walk away with and feel like we did accomplish something today?
Oh, for sure. At this point, I think on both sides of the ball, you're looking for things to improve on individually and as a team. You're not so concerned the rest of this game. You're not going to be so concerned about the score as you are Snowflake saying, hey, let's run our offense. Let's get through our offensive set. Ganado is going to say, listen, guys, let's pick up our defensive intensity, put some ball pressure on the guards, make them make bad passes. But they'll start focusing on things that are going to help them through the season become a better ball club. Both sides of the ball, both teams, I think, in the second half are going to focus on those types of things.
And you certainly don't ever want to give up on something. And Ganado has I guess you would say, some things that they could work on for the second half, which is on the way in a couple of moments, everybody. 44-8, Snowflake in front of Ganado, a boys-only broadcast of Northland Basketball. Tonight, it's presented by Choice NT-UA Wireless as we now wrap up the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report. We'll be back for the second half, everybody. Stand by. More from Snowflake right after this.
The holidays are here, and you could probably use some extra cash. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving away $500 cash. Not once, not twice, but every week now through Christmas. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is known for having great incentives like dinners and movies, full-service car washes, or $100 in window tint. But did you know all of our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council? Why? Because auto glass is a major factor in your vehicle's collision support. And because your family's safety is our #1 priority. And whether you've been naughty or nice, you'll get a chance to win $500 cash given away each week now through Christmas. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Cash back to you. Woohoo!
Holbrook Family Dentistry is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio's Northland Basketball. They've been serving Holbrook and the surrounding area since 2000, and they cheer for all our local teams and love it when the North succeeds. Holbrook Family Dentistry's 3 dentists are all general dentists from our local area, so they can perform most type of procedures in-house. They pride themselves on their ethics and kindness and genuinely love working with the communities of Northern Arizona. Come see us at Holbrook Family Dentistry on Iowa Street in Holbrook or call 928-524-6854.
Hey, basketball fans, welcome back in to our broadcast coverage of Northland Basketball here at the Sports Zone. Floyd Simmons and my broadcast partner tonight is Coach Andy Wood making his debut. Well, Coach, I thought you had a good first half there, Coach.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah,
I probably,
good job.
if I start talking too much, you just got to tell me to be quiet. My wife's really good at it. So.
All right. Well, I'm not good at being a wife, so you know, you're probably not going to hear it from me. But I will say, you know, you've got even more room to contribute if you'd like to. So we'll get this second half underway. Ganado with it first. Tyler Clare almost a takeaway for the Lobos, but eventually controlled by Jaden Smith for Ganado. And let's get it going, everybody. 44-8. Our score as the third quarter begins on this broadcast of Northland Basketball, presented by Choice NT-UA Wireless. Smith has it for Ganado. Smith is joined by Grant Paddock, who's got the ball now, and he picks up the dribble, and it will rim off there, no good. Rebounded by Snowflake's Lance Christensen. Other Ganado starters for the second half include Jacob Yazzie. He's on the floor, so is Ewan Lau. A moment ago, I did mention Jaden Smith is out there. Alzayan Key starts this second half for Ganado. Grant Paddock is out there. And I did say Jacob Yazzie. So we've covered the 5 Ganado starters. Snowflake will feed it to Matthew Brimhall. There's Easton Butler, Lance Christensen, Braden Lewis is out there, and Tyler Clare are the 5 Lobo starters. A jump shot, no good. And it is down into Jacob Yazzie's hands. The Hornets bring it across.
So Ganado started this half in a zone defense. They've sucked it into the zone. And it looks like they're going to try to challenge Snowflake to shoot some balls from the perimeter.
Tempt the Lobos. Find out if the Lobos have that game.
Yeah.
And, Coach, I'm thinking to myself, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 football players.
There's 5 football players out there.
My sensibilities tell me that Snowflake does not have a great outside jump shooting game. They have that. They have that hard-working inside game. There's Matthew Brimhall with points for Snowflake.
Yeah, he was just padding his stats. I think he got 3 offensive rebounds there and was 1 for 4.
Yeah, you might as well. If you know, that's one thing you could do if you get the ball in the open court and you've got a like this right here. Why not just tap it off the backboard a couple of times? Get a couple of rebounds. Lance Christensen goes for the points right there.
That's great court vision from Matt Brimhall with the steal on the opposite corner of the floor. Seeing Lance running the floor for an easy bucket.
There's a nice little cut and a pass from Lau inside. Unfortunately, the shot didn't go in for Jacob Yazzie. Pressure in backcourt. Butler beats it. He's got a man open. Beautiful pass by Easton, and it's a nice finish by Matthew Brimhall. He's got the points for Snowflake. They lead 50-8.
Don't get back, huh? Let's go.
Smith with the basketball. Jaden out to the corner, and Ganado will take it back outside. This is Lau, and tried a little fancy move inside. Lost it to his teammate Grant Paddock, who picked it up, put it in for his first points for Ganado today. They need that guy to get going. Grant's got some real ability out there for Ganado, and he was the player of the game in one of our tournament broadcasts in Chinle last week, the Choice Classic Basketball Tournament. And Grant's he can really get some stuff done. They needed him to get out of first gear right now.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot by him. Great touch. He does a great job of getting the ball up high and releasing up there. Finding more touches for him inside the key would really help Ganado.
Jacob Yazzie, he'll go through a couple of defenders, and the fader, the Kobe Bryant from the right baseline, did not go in. Matthew Rimhall has it, and Braden Lewis is open at the end of this. Nice pass from Tyler Clare. Shot is good. And all of a sudden, Snowflake is getting another one of their rolls going in this game. 52-10. Snowflake in front of Ganado, everybody. This is Northland Basketball. Let's hear a word in from one of our presenting sponsors, Holbrook Family Dentistry. We're thrilled to have Dr. Lyman and his great team as sponsoring partners of Northland Basketball here at the Sports Zone. Stand by, everybody.
Holbrook Family Dentistry is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio's Northland Basketball. They've been serving Holbrook and the surrounding area since 2000, and they cheer for all our local teams and love it when the North succeeds. Holbrook Family Dentistry's 3 dentists are all general dentists from our local area, so they can perform most type of procedures in-house. They pride themselves on their ethics and kindness and genuinely love working with the communities of Northern Arizona. Come see us at Holbrook Family Dentistry on Iowa Street in Holbrook, or call 928-524-6854.
4.5 minutes on the clock in the third quarter, everybody. Floyd Simmons, Andy Wood on the play-by-play call of Northland Basketball for the Sports Zone. Our coverage is presented by Choice NTUA Wireless. We'll get a launched 3 out there. Alzayan Key missed it. Rebound, Keyshawn Brown, and his reverse lay-in wouldn't go in. Long outlet. And a nice left-handed finish for Braden Lewis. Grant Paddock fouls him on the way back, desperately trying to get back there, and he was not in time. As Braden Lewis now has 14 in the game with that make.
You know, something Ganado's really got to work on is their point guard or their guards are not stopping that transition. That's the primary goal in, you know, anytime you're playing a team with transition, is getting those guards to understand you can't crash the boards. You've got to stop the transition game.
Free throw no good, but a 54-10 Snowflake advantage. This jumper from the right baseline won't go for Paddock. Got it back. That one also off the mark. Contact on the rebound. No whistle there. The Hornets working, and Keyshawn Brown has his first bucket of the game as he stayed with it for the Hornets. Snowflake has obviously led throughout the game. In the second half, they come out and outscored. Prior to the timeout a moment ago, outscored Ganado 10-2. The Hornets now trying to see if they can reverse those trends. And a rebound for Ganado that's saved in to Jacob Yazzie. Up the floor. Keyshawn has it. Jacob Smith to Grant Paddock. Paddock for 3, and it's good for Ganado.
Yeah, that was a good-looking shot. And like I said, you got to find a way to get him more touches.
Hey, nice feed by Claire. Claire finds Matthew Rimhall on the cut to the basket. Boy, you know, one of the things I'm seeing in Tyler Clare is the great vision. He's one of those big guys that knows how to pass the basketball.
Yeah, he's had some great core vision tonight and given some good assists out there to his teammates. You know, they put the shot clock in this year, and so far in this game, it hasn't been a factor once, has it?
Not in this game, no. No. In fact, I got to be honest, I've called a number of games this season, Coach. I have seen the shot clock expire on teams maybe twice. I've heard the buzzer sound when they didn't get a shot away in time. And other than that, I've seen teams rush themselves a handful of times, half a dozen times. But, teams are pretty much geared toward attacking the basket early, so it hasn't been a factor, not at this level.
I think the biggest factor really for that shot clock is going to be at the end of games when the score's close. You're not going to have to foul to get the ball back. You're going to have to play a tough defensive possession. And the further the season goes along, the more that's going to become a factor.
Ganado's going to get it back after Snowflake tips it out. Well, we've been talking throughout this game about a bunch of football players on the Snowflake roster, a bunch of guys that had to wait till we got past the midway part of December before they could come out and play basketball. They had been playing football. They got to the 4A state championship game second Saturday of December, and then finally now out here playing basketball. And this is my first look at watching this group, this different roster for Snowflake, Coach Wood, and I am surprised at how well they're playing together, because to me, I just expected it to be a real clunky kind of rhythm to them, but no, they look pretty good.
Yeah, these guys, they've all grown up together. They've played together. They played football together. They've been on the same team, so that's in Snowflake, unlike some of the teams that we played in the 4A football state championship game or in the tournament. Up here on the mountain, we grow up together. We play basketball since we were third graders together. And so these kids, they mesh well. They mesh together. They mesh together good on the football field, and now it's basketball season.
Personal foul on Alzain Key. That's his third foul for the Hornets. And Cooper Rapier at the line, able to make it a three-point play. He's got 8 points overall in the game for Snowflake. 59-15 is the Lobos' advantage, cruising to a regular season win over Ganado. There's Keyshawn Brown on the drive and the nice lay-in as he came under the basket to finish. Keyshawn was quiet in the first half. He's got a couple of field goals in this third quarter now for Ganado. Under a minute remaining in the corner. There's a shot and misses everything by Butler. Brought down by Keyshawn. And the Hornets have the ball. 50 seconds left in the third quarter. And Keyshawn dribbled right into Cooper DeWitt's hands. The behind-the-back dribble, the step into the paint, and the shot is good for DeWitt.
That's a little coast-to-coast from Snowflake's big man right there.
Time running out in this third quarter. Alzain Key, the runner right side, off the glass. That's a nice shot.
Ganado showing a little life here with some buckets and some good moves, strong moves to the basket.
Claire from 14 feet. He got a little hand check on the release there. And that's Alzain Key with his fourth foul of the game. Uh-oh. He's finding some trouble here in the third quarter. Tyler Clare at the line. The nice release by the big fella. Big guys aren't supposed to have that nice touch on the ball.
You just are used to Shaq, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Look, any of those guys that are 6'9", 6'10", 7-footers in the NBA, any of those guys that can shoot foul shots, with pretty good regularity, it amazes me because that is such a compact distance for them.
Well, it's really changed the game in the NBA. Those big guys have all developed outside shots, and now you've got 7-footers shooting 40% from the three-point line, and that's a big deal.
Got to shoot, and did, and the shot is good. Keyshawn Brown knocking it home for Ganado at the buzzer, so they haven't had a lot of highlights. There's one for you right there. There's the highlight for Keyshawn Brown. He just did get the ball away. You'll see it. You don't see the clock there, but he got it away just before the buzzer, and he knocks down a big three for Ganado. 63-22 going into the fourth quarter. Snowflake with the lead. Northland Basketball presented by Choice NTUA Wireless.
Choice Broadband is now available to more homes on the Navajo Nation than ever before. Visit the Choice NTUA Wireless District office nearest you to get started, or go online to choice-wireless.com/broadband to see if your home can get connected.
Ace Hardware's Rapid in Red event is underway now through December 24th. Who among us wouldn't be thrilled to receive the DeWalt 20-volt Max 4-tool combo kit, including 2 batteries, a charger, and a bag? It's just $279 at Ace Hardware. Or choose from a variety of DeWalt saw blades, bit sets, and accessories on sale at $9.99 each. Ace brand wild bird food is on sale, 2 20-pound bags for just $20, or your choice of Ace bird suet, just 99 cents each. It's Ace Hardware's Rapid in Red event going on now at Ace Hardware in Sholo, Pine Top, and Heber Overguard. Snowflake inbounds. The fourth quarter begins here at Lobo Gymnasium. And a little pass inside to Cooper DeWitt that gets knocked away by Grant Paddock. And the Ganado Hornets make a defensive play to start the fourth quarter. They've got the basketball. They've done some better things offensively in the second half, as they scored 14 points in the third period when they only could manage 8 points the entire first half. So they got some things going, but there's a long hill to climb with just 7:26 remaining in regulation. And we're back into it, everybody. Northland Basketball presented by Choice NTUA Wireless. Floyd Simmons, Coach Andy Wood here on the call.
Yeah, being the fourth quarter and down by more than 30, that clock will run. So this quarter is going to go pretty quick.
Bear Fisher committed his third foul. That sends the Hornets, Rashawn Smith, to the line, and Rashawn was able to make one of those. And Snowflake sets it up. The Lobos have Cooper Rapier. Now here is Damon Cardwell for a three. He's out there on the floor. J.J. Hall has his shot blocked. Cooper DeWitt is in this lineup, and Bear Fisher. Those are Snowflake's 5 starters for the fourth quarter. And bring it out. Ganado does. They bring it up the floor. Jacob Yazzi's out there. Deshaun Brown has it. The guy that hit the buzzer beater to end that last quarter. Here's a shot from the corner that did not go in for Jacob Yazzie. Loose ball. Snowflake did not control. Ganado got it back, and then looks like Cardwell committed a foul.
Hey, you got to love the effort right now from Ganado. I think 2 guys got on the floor after that ball and just showing some fight here, saying, you know what, we still got to get better.
Grant Paddock is out there on the floor right now. He'll throw it in. Bryant Smith on the floor for Ganado. Also starting this second half, Jacob Yazzie is out there. There's Bryant's pass that gets broken up and taken away by Snowflake's Cooper DeWitt. Bear Fisher up the floor, and Snowflake will walk it back outside. Rapier has it. Now J.J. Hall. Cardwell wanted that three. Cross-court pass. Snowflake with some good ball movement. Couldn't get a look at it, and then finally pass goes out of bounds. Keyshawn Brown, out there for Ganado right now. I mentioned Jacob Yazzie. He'll take the inbound pass from Grant Paddock. Also on the floor right now, Rashawn Smith and Bryant Smith. Those are the 5 Ganado Hornets here. We got 5 minutes remaining in this fourth period. Running clock employed right now as Snowflake works with a 30-point lead now. Still difficulty for the Hornets to get something going. 40-point lead. Yeah, well, my Holbrook Roadrunner math is pretty good, Coach Wood. It's pretty good most of the time. It actually works out just fine most of the time.
Yeah. Hey, I keep meaning to ask you, how did the Choice Wireless tournament go up in Chinle?
Well, it went well. It went well for all participants, I thought. It was a great tournament. The home teams both won, the boys and the girls. And the Chinle boys had an amazing finish in the tournament. I mean, I can't remember the final score. They ended up playing, both Chinle teams played both Valley Sanders teams, and the Chinle boys were.
So Chinle, out of all the North boys, Chinle's looking like they're the strongest there?
Well, you know, I think Chinle is definitely the deepest, and they usually are, right? And they play Coach Mendoza's brand of Is that Cardwell?
Yep, that was Damon Cardwell for 3 on that deep 3.
Big 3. Big 3 for Damon. And a big lead still for Snowflake. It's now 42 points. But, Chinley is playing Coach Mendoza's brand of basketball really to a T. And so they're very disciplined, and they run well. They rotate a lot of guys, and they find ways to overcome a lot of times a size deficiency. So, I think we're going to see another good season out of Chinley. But Monument Valley has, again, the great guard play. And L. Brandon Bijo is the guy that's going to lead the way for them. And the difference there is they don't have the kind of depth that Chinley has. So when they match up, and they'll match up very soon, we're going to cover that here for you. So we see another 3 off that inbound for Cardwell. We'll see Chinley and Monument Valley coming up soon here at Northland Basketball, and I think it's going to be a great matchup with 2 very different kinds of teams. There's a takeaway by the Hornets. Keyshawn Brown drops it off. And Ty Boone breaks it up. Rapier, and he'll get called for a charge.
That one was sold well, wasn't it?
Certainly was. That was Cooper Rapier, the guy on the drive. And we'll get change out for Ganado. Jaden Smith comes into the game. Well, Coach, here on this side of the microphone, always all these many years that we've watched you coaching at Snowflake, you've been the coach. You've been out there on the sideline. Now you're here, at the broadcast table. Aside from the complete lack of game intensity that you get as coach and that kind of intense focus, give me your thoughts on working the broadcast.
Well,
your first time in this capacity. We've interviewed you a lot, but
sure. You know what? I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed watching these kids. I mean, I've been part of their lives of basketball for a long time. None of these kids on the floor were born when I started coaching basketball here in Snowflake. But you know what? I enjoy it. I absolutely love the kids and the competition. The game of basketball, when played correctly, I think is the best game in the world. And what a great team sport. What great lessons it can teach young men at this age to work together and to work through adversity. So I love that part of it. I always will. I'm definitely, I'll miss coaching. I'll miss coaching these guys and coaching for Snowflake. What a great place to be and a great place to live. And like you said earlier, just overall athletics in Snowflake are I think at an all-time high, and that has a lot to say for our athletic department, our athletic director, our administration, understanding the importance of the things that kids learn from this.
Well said, Coach. Very well said. 50 seconds remaining in regulation. Snowflake's got the basketball. Certainly hope that as we watch the third 3 of the fourth quarter now for Damon Cardwell, that's his 4th 3 in the game. He is now the high point man along with Braden Lewis. They each have 14 points. Paddock's jump shot no good. I hope we haven't scared you away then, Coach.
No.
That we'll be able to count on getting you back.
Love to be participating, love to be involved with the kids and the excitement of the basketball season.
Plus, you don't have to get here way early, and you don't have to stay way late, So, broadcasting can be a pretty good thing for a color guy during a broadcast.
Yeah, maybe probably the thing I don't miss the most is that cold yellow bus ride home from away games.
Yeah, that's for sure. As a broadcaster, we don't require any of those kinds of transport situations. Yeah, it doesn't happen. We do have some long trips, but that'll do it out there on the floor, everybody. Snowflake cruises to a big win, 75-24. They've knocked off the Ganado Hornets. We'll have a post-game wrap-up coming up in a little bit. We've got to announce the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game. I don't know, hard for me not to vote for number 21, Braden Lewis. I think he's going to get my vote. You guys decide up there on the broadcast team who you're voting for, and we'll get coach's thoughts as well here in just a little bit. This coach, we're going to talk to the other coach out there. That's the head coach of this Snowflake Lobos basketball team, and his name is Joe Clare. Joe Clare is going to join us in our postgame a little bit to talk about his team's big win tonight over the Ganado Hornets. Well, basketball fans, stand by. The postgame from Snowflake High School coming up in a moment. 75-24, Snowflake has defeated Ganado in this boys varsity showdown. Back in a bit with Northland Basketball, presented by Choice NTUA Wireless.
Choice Broadband is always expanding the service area here on the Navajo Nation for Choice Broadband high-speed internet. Visit the district office nearest you to get started or go online to choice-wireless.com/broadband to see if your home can get connected.
Ho, ho, ho! On Corolla, on Camry, on RAV4, on Highlander, on Tundra.
This year, Santa's swapping reindeer power for horsepower during Toyotathon at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
Now that's how you make the holidays happy.
This year, Toyotathon is bigger than ever at Hatch Toyota. This sale only happens once per year, and when it does, it delivers. With the best APR, the best lease deals, and the best cashback incentives of the year. Plus, all Hatch Toyotas come with Toyota Care, our complimentary maintenance plan, including roadside assistance for 2 years or 25,000 miles.
You know, Santa, with Hatch Toyota Sholo picking up all the new vehicle requests, we're going to start knocking off an hour early every day.
Ho, 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 you will not.
Happy holidays from everyone at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall and at HatchToyota.com. Keeping the White Mountains rolling for over 32 years. Offers on approved credit. Must finance through Toyota Financial Services. Does not include tax, license, title fee, and $4.99 documentation fee.
Ace Hardware's Rapid in Red event is underway now through December 24th. Who among us wouldn't be thrilled to receive the DeWalt 20-volt max 4-tool combo kit, including 2 batteries, a charger, and a bag? It's just $279 at Ace Hardware. Or choose from a variety of DeWalt saw blades, bit sets, and accessories on sale at $9.99 each. Ace brand wild bird food is on sale. 2 20-pound bags for just $20. Or your choice of Ace bird suet, just 99 cents each. It's Ace Hardware's Rapid in Red event going on now at Ace Hardware in Sholo, Pine Top, and Heber Overguard.
Imagine this, a professional healthcare partner that's concerned about you, your choices, your health, your safety. At White Mountain Regional Medical Center in Springerville, choice and elevating your healthcare experience is the mission of our new CEO. Experienced physicians and friendly staff. Whether you need a rapid COVID-19 test, a vaccination, or you're looking to utilize the newest MRI, CT scan, or nuclear medicine technology, White Mountain Regional Medical Center, located in Springerville, is your healthcare partner when choices matter.
Time now for the Northland Basketball Wrap-Up Show. A look back at tonight's broadcast of Northland Basketball. Presented by Sports Zone Radio.
And we're back in at Snowflake High School, basketball fans. Sports Zone Nation, welcome back to our broadcast location courtside at Snowflake, and you see the final score on the screen out there. Those listening on the radio, thanks for joining us here at Mix 98 KRFM Sholo, the broadcast home of Sports on Radio. Final score, Snowflake 75, Ganado 24 in this one tonight, everybody. We welcome you in. The Snowflake Lobos with tonight's victory. And it's been reported very quickly, man. I got to give, was that Kevin Standifer who got that score up?
That's Coach Stan right on top of things.
He
does a great job.
There. He got it up there fast. So good job, Coach Standifer. With the victory, Snowflake is now 3-1 overall. Victories over Altusay, Round Valley, and now Ganado. They did lose one game. That was to Safford back on December 6th. And I bet you with this lineup, they'd love to see Safford again and replay that game over. But here they go. They're off to a 3-1 start with the victory tonight. For the Ganado Hornets, the loss for them, unfortunately, the loss for them will drop their overall record to 0-6. 0-6 on this early campaign. They're still looking for a way to turn things around with the Ganado Hornets. Floyd Simmons and my broadcast partner, Coach Andy Wood. Well, Coach, real brief thought on what you saw from Snowflake, what you think Ganado also needs to work on.
So, Snowflake, again, their size, their strength is probably the biggest difference in what we saw from Snowflake tonight. Ganado they just got to continue to work at it, continue to work together, crisp those passes up, and learn how to play just tenacious defense that's going to disrupt the comfort that point guards and ball handlers are feeling right now when they play Ganado.
Hey, Coach, great job tonight. You did a great job in your debut here with Sports Zone Radio. I feel like we've trained you kind of anyway. We've had you on microphone. We've interviewed you. Who can count the number of times? And you've always done so well. So.
Well, thanks. I enjoyed it. You know what? I love the game, and it's fun to be a part of it and to see the inner workings going on. I think Coach Claire's going to do a great job, and I'm excited to see his tenure here and excited for Snowflake to continue to progress and get better at basketball.
Good work, Coach. I appreciate having you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Coach Andy Wood right there. And we're going to go ahead and take his headset, his microphone, and hand it off to our player of the game and discuss the situation tonight with the young man who helped lead Snowflake to victory. And really it was an entire team effort. There's no question about it. The two guys that led the scoring tonight were the guy we'll speak to in a moment. He had 14 points, and Damon Cardwell, who checked in with 4 threes in the game, 3 of those coming in the fourth quarter. He had 14 points as well. All but one guy on that Snowflake roster got in the scoring column in a great team victory for Snowflake. Let's start our post game, everybody. Hey, we welcome you back into Snowflake High School for Northland Basketball, presented by Choice NTUA Wireless. Welcome in, Sports Zone Nation. Final score on a Snowflake victory over Ganado in this boys matchup, 75-24. The victory for the Snowflake Lobos. Welcome back in. I'm Floyd Simmons, and I'm joined by the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game. That's presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. The player of the game right there is Braden Lewis. Braden, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, what a win tonight for the Lobos. Almost really from the get-go. You built at least an 18-0 lead before finally Ganado was able to find a basket and get some points on the board, but your domination in that first half continued. You held Ganado to 8 points by halftime. It was 44-8. And then you got the entire roster involved in the second half and cruised to this win, 75-24. Tell us about it. What worked tonight? What was going right for Snowflake in the win?
Our chemistry, we were able to play fast and be on the same page, so that was very helpful. That was pretty key. Our defense was pretty good. We held them low in the first, and defense turns into offensive points.
Braden, how about that chemistry then? And how is it that Snowflake is able, and still early in the season, this is really only the 4th game. You're now 3-1 with this win tonight. But a bunch of the guys that comprise the nucleus of the team are football players that didn't get a chance to play until after the 4A championship game. So you haven't had a lot of time to work together, and yet there's a lot of chemistry. How would you account for that?
A lot of us has grown up playing together, and we've played club since 4th grade, most of us, and been on the school team for a while, so we played together for a lot of years.
That is exactly the same answer that my broadcast partner, Andy Wood, gave a little while ago when I questioned how you guys are playing so well early on together. For you, you did both things out there well, the offensive and defensive sides of the game. You scored 14 to lead the team in scoring along with Damon Cardwell, 14 for him as well. But it was your defense, I thought, that was the big difference, the distinguishing factor in this one today, because anybody can score 14, but not anybody can play that kind of defense regularly. Let's talk about your defense then. Do you take some pride in that?
Yeah, I'm a defensive kind of guy. I like defense a whole lot better than I like offense, and that goes for any sport.
Well, in football, you were a great defender. Okay, there was no doubt about that. Maybe if you loved offense a little bit more, they would have ran you with the ball a little bit more during football. Not that it was necessary. You got such a talented football team this past season. But regarding basketball and regarding your play there on that side of the ball, it seems to me like you have a great group that can play defense well, that can score and run the floor well. The whole combination of things seems to be lining up nicely for the Snowflake team. Do you feel like you can do a lot this year?
Yeah, I think we got a pretty good chance of doing some big things, but we got a lot of work to do. Like you said, it's early in the season, so.
Hey, let me give you a chance to call out some other guys. Everybody got in the scoring column tonight. Damon Cardwell with the really hot shooting toward the end down the stretch as he got into the rotation. But I thought Tyler Clare had a great game. He's got great court vision, threw some great passes. Cooper DeWitt off the bench. Matt Brimhall had a great game. How about the rest of your guys?
Lance was there. Lance is another key defender, and he likes to pass the ball around, so he did really good. Easton did really good about moving the ball and picking up the pace. Cooper up here, he came off the bench too, but he did fantastic.
Well, Braden, are you in basketball shape yet?
No.
Still working on that?
Still sucking wind.
Okay. All right. Well, we trust that's gonna come soon. Football shape, basketball shape, two completely different things, right? Yeah. All right. Well, listen, have a lot of fun. Congratulations. Go enjoy the victory here on a Saturday night, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Right. Braden Lewis is the Sports Zone Radio's Player of the Game tonight, presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. He scored 14. Snowflake beat Ganado 75-24. Our final score tonight, Northland Basketball, presented by Choice NTUA Wireless. All right, basketball fans, we'll get one more chat in here. Way to go, Braden. Braden, congrats, man. Way to go. Let's mic up the head coach of this team that just racked up another win on their season. And we'll continue our post-game wrap-up. Basketball fans, thank you for joining us out there. Those listening on Mix 98 KRFM, our radio broadcast across the White Mountains. Let's just make sure that signal looks perfect back to the studio right now. Hey, back in one more time, Northland basketball fans. A final of 75-24 on this broadcast tonight at Snowflake High School. The Lobos, the boys varsity, holding service at home against Ganado to get the victory. 75-24. Welcome back into Northland basketball, presented by Choice NTUA Wireless, everybody. And the guy that joins us now, you see him up there on your screen, that's the head coach of Snowflake, Joe Clare, who took over this season after we'll pull that graphic down. There you go. Well, throw another one right up over Coach Clare's face there. We welcome you in, Coach. Your first year with the boys is off to a great start. 3-1 now with this win, and a convincing win by 51 over Ganado today. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's nice to get a good win on the board and keep getting better.
Well, Coach Clare, you've got a pretty good group, and the first time we saw you this year, I didn't really get a good feel for the fact that your roster was going to change so radically. I knew there would be some football guys come out. I did not realize that the football team was going to comprise most of your frontline rotation once you got into the basketball season. And yet they do. Oftentimes out there, all five guys are football guys that got a late start on your basketball team. With that being said, how do you feel like you are coming along right now? As these guys have only been out there for a week and a half or something like that?
Yeah, three practices. They've come along really well. I think it helps. Success breeds success, and they've had a lot of that in football. And those kids have been playing together for a long time, a lot of years, and it shows. They got great chemistry on the court, and once we can get into basketball shape, I think we're going to be scary.
Can you tell us a little bit about your thoughts on the performance tonight of the Sports Zone Radio Player of the Game, Braden Lewis? He led your team in scoring with 14. And he had the complete game, right? He was running the floor well for you, and he engineered a lot of the transition game, the points off turnovers by creating turnovers, getting some steals and so on. I thought Braden had a great game.
Yeah, he played his basketball tonight, which was great. Against Round Valley, he shot a little more outside than he would even say he likes to. And he was able to get out and use his speed, create turnovers, and then finish at the rim, which he does really well.
Other guys as well, and let me begin with number 14. That's a big fella you got in the middle there, who I recall, if I'm not mistaken, Tyler Clare. If I'm not mistaken, he's your son.
Yeah.
And the second thing that, if I'm not mistaken, he was a first-team all-region selection in football as well as a tight end.
Yes, he was.
Correct?
Yep.
Okay, so I expect football players to come out here and look like football players. You know, kind of fumbling around a little bit, kind of tripping over the other guys, kind of running through walls and that kind of. But your guys they really are basketball guys, and Tyler's a great example of that. A big guy who has all the basketball sensibilities. He's got great court vision. He's a great low post, high post passer guy. So let's talk about the rest of your team and begin with Tyler, please.
Yeah, it's great. I think it helps, just like when Coach Wood was the coach. We had access to the gym at all times, so he's here even during basketball season, shooting and passing with me, and just the chemistry. The rust is wearing off quick. We get up a lot of shots in practice. We try to get off that rust. Coach Johnson is our conditioning coach in basketball too, so he's getting them in shape quick, which is a big credit to him and big credit to the guys for working tough, working hard, and we just got to keep improving. I think the tournament that we go to over Christmas break will be big for us to get a lot of games in, and we'll go from there.
You know, one of the things that I think is going to be a factor for your team against others, not to say that there aren't other teams around that don't have a lot of football guys, but you've got football guys, and they're big football guys. They're not just any football guys, but they've got a lot of size to them. And I think that it's really tough for your opponents to do anything in and around the basket in the key area because your guys they just don't yield any ground. Do you think that's going to be an advantage that you'll be able to carry with you through the season? And maybe you run the court really well with these guys. They're good athletes, and they move the ball well, but they also are very hard to displace when you're talking about that half-court game and working in the key.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge advantage for us physicality-wise. You know, you look at Lance Christensen, who's one of the smaller guys on our team, but might be one of the strongest on our team. You know, the Ganado kid got a technical for saying something to him. I'm like, that's not the kid you want to say anything to, right? He's just stout. He's physical. He's not going to move at all if you bump him, and that's what we're hoping for, right? We're not going to have the biggest size against teams we face sometimes, the tall, but we're definitely going to be able to move bodies around.
All right, Coach, I'm going to let you go and enjoy your victory, but give you the final word here on a win tonight, 75-24. Your team has defeated Ganado tonight.
Yeah, I love it. I love the intensity. I love the creativeness by our team, and I love them playing together. There wasn't one guy trying to do too much, passing the ball really well, and teamwork is what makes the win happen, so we did well tonight.
Congratulations, Coach Claire. Good win. Onward and upward. You're 3-1, and just keep it going, okay?
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, Floyd.
All right, there's Joe Claire. He is also a Sports Zone radio guy, by the way. This guy's called a game or two for us on the radio, and we appreciate him. And the guy that he took over for, the head coach previously for many years for Snowflake, won a state championship. And it was a tough state championship win for sure for him back when he did win in 2015. That's Andy Wood. He called the game with us tonight, and I certainly appreciate him as he makes his debut. And we'll see and hear more of Andy Wood as we go along, everybody, as he becomes a member of our broadcast crew as well. Thanks to our entire production team. Our producer, Derek Simmons, our technical director, that was a big Joe Matthews back there. Great job, Joe. Thanks for doing it. And is that Brevin up there? I think Brevin Matthews as well today, working with us on camera tonight. A nice job by the crew here at Snowflake tonight. And we look forward to our next one down the road. We've got 3 Northland basketball broadcasts in the week that does come up preceding Christmas. So look forward to 3 more on the way, everybody. Do join us from wherever you find us next week, and then it's on to Christmas. And after that, we'll take a little bit of broadcast break between Christmas and New Year's. And then in January, we're going to get right back to it as we always do, bringing you the finest coverage of sports, of varsity sports in the state. And, of course, our exclusive brand right here, Northland Basketball. It's brought to you by our sponsoring partner, Choice NTUA Wireless. For Andy Wood and the entire crew, Floyd Simmons, thanking you for joining us. Thanking Snowflake for the hospitality. Thank you, Kevin Standifer and crew at Snowflake. And we will see you this coming week with more Northland Basketball presented by Choice NTUA Wireless. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.
This has been Northland Basketball, an exclusive presentation of Sports Zone Radio. Listen online at SportsZone123.com and download the Sports Zone Radio app for your smartphone and listen wherever you go. Join us again for the next broadcast of Northland Basketball.